Drooping Very here with Ryan Hall. How's it going today, man?
Not going too bad, man. How about yourself?
You know, just relaxing at home, trying to get some work done. Quick, let's start off with the first thing. How exactly did you get started with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, man?
Oh, well, I first got into it, I guess, let's see, right at the beginning of '04 was when I really started to do it a little bit, and that was at one of my friends' academies called Christian Montez Gym in New York City when I was going to school at Manhattan College in the Bronx, and I trained there for about 6 months. Eventually, live back at home and train at one of the Lord Urban affiliates. We're in my hometown of Arlington, Virginia.
Awesome, man. Who, when you were starting out, obviously everyone has a particular person that they look to as far as style that they try to manipulate or get influenced by. Who exactly was that person that you looked to when you first got started?
Oh, the first guy that I really knew about that was that I really looked up to was Barry Yoshida. He had a great triangle and really attacked the feet really well, and I really tried to model myself after that in the beginning. I really honestly didn't know much about competitive jiu-jitsu at all when I started, but I'd seen his videos and I'd seen videos of him competing, and I mean, even back then there was no YouTube as it exists now and stuff like that, so it was pretty much just Barrett and trying to copy him, and it ended up working out okay in the beginning, I guess.
For sure. When did exactly you discover that you had this knack for the inverted guard?
Well, I mean, it really just kind of came down to just drilling it and playing around with it in the beginning. The first person to show me the inverted guard triangle was Lord Urban, and he had me drilling it on we just put like a gi top on one of the bob dummies, and I would just practice my triangle on that thing for like an hour a day, just fiddling around with it here and there. And then when I was a blue belt, it started to work a little bit for me. So I guess that was probably back in 2005. I first started playing around with that a little bit, and I wasn't any good at it, but I guess that was the beginning.
We just talked about who influenced you, and you said that Barry Yoshida was someone that played a role in your style. What was it like competing against Barry Yoshida? I mean, I know you grappled him a while back. What was it like competing against someone that you looked up to?
Oh man, it was really cool. I mean, Barrett's awesome, and he's been one of the best for a really long time. And I competed with him back in 2007. And it was just a really neat opportunity because I got my purple belt about a year earlier, I think, and I flew out to California with one of my buddies from Lord Urban's team, Mike Easton, and I think for the weekend we ended up going something like 18-0, and it was neat to get to compete against Barrett because on the mat tournaments they really tend to draw a lot of pretty good guys just because I think the on the mat guys are pretty well known and they're friends with a lot of the higher level competitors, so just even seeing Barrett at the tournament was pretty neat and kind of unexpected, and then the opportunity to compete with him was awesome. I guess obviously he was much better than me at that point in time, but I was able to keep the match in the places where I was strong, and ended up having a pretty good result against one of my heroes. And but I hurt my knee a little bit in that match, but I thought about bowing out right afterwards, but then I was like, Barrett wouldn't do that. That's kind of a punk move to kind of get a W and then sneak out of the division. And I ended up sticking around in the division and won the Advanced Absolute. So it was neat. Just that's one of the great things about jiu-jitsu is that you'll have the opportunity, to compete against these top tier guys. The great, some of the great guys in the sport, even from an early stage, if you get around to the right tournaments.
Awesome, man. Without giving out too much that you don't want to, what's been your secret to your success on the mat?
Really, there's no secret to it, man. Just hard work and then a lot of introspection. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for about 7 years now, and out of that, I think I've been injured for about almost 2. And I've had a lot of time to sit on the side and think and kind of evaluate what works and what doesn't and why that is, and try to figure out if there's better ways that I can do things. Because for the largest part of my competitive career, I haven't really had a coach, certainly not on a day-to-day, and that's both good and bad. It's nice because it forces you to be introspective, and it forces you to really look a little bit deeper into jiu-jitsu in order to be successful. But it would also be nice to have a team of black belts training every single day, because I don't have that. I pretty much train with blue and purple belts for the most part. But I guess the real secret is just no secret at all, and really loving what you do, so you spend a lot of time thinking about it.
That being said, about having a group of black belts, teams like Atos, for example, they go into tournaments and they just pretty much sweep the entire thing. Do you feel that they do have those kinds of performances just because they come out with such a large amount of high-level black belts at their training camps? Do you feel like that's a detriment to your game, not having the ability to have that?
Well, I mean, they've got a lot of great guys on the team, and and it's nice, obviously, to have that kind of high level, the kind of high caliber training. I mean, I got screwed at the Pan Ams. That was a bummer, and they let Eduardo Ramos weigh in almost 2 pounds heavy in Europe. So neither of those were particularly cool, and I'm looking forward to competing against all of the Atos guys and continuing to do that. But I think they do well because they work hard, and because again, they train really hard. They train with other good guys, and when you get a bunch of people on the same page in the same room, they tend to produce very, very good results. So, it would be fantastic. I would love it if I had the opportunity to have that same kind of edge, but it just motivates me to work harder to be able to beat them anyway.
Can we look forward to seeing you maybe joining with a camp or a team anytime soon, or are you looking just to primarily stay at your school?
I mean, well, I'm a part of Brasa, and Felipe Costa has been my coach for a little while, and he's a great friend of mine, and I just really enjoy representing them. And I mean, honestly, I get to train with good people all the time. It's just not on a consistent day to day. But no, I don't envision jumping teams.
Sure. Who do you look forward to competing against in this upcoming year?
Rafael Mendez, Bruno Frazado, Guilherme Mendes, Eduardo Ramos.
Right off the bat, you got those guys right on the tip of your tongue, huh?
Yeah, those guys are no joke. But it's nice. I feel very fortunate to have definitely one of the toughest 3 weight classes that exist. I think lightweight, featherweight, and middleweight. I mean, not kind of the absolute, of course, are absolutely the toughest weight classes. And it's nice to have that challenge, and hopefully, do my best and accomplish what I want to accomplish.
For sure. How do you see the Mundials playing out for your division this year?
Well, there's going to be a lot of good guys. I know Mario Hayes is going to be there. The guys from GFT and Pedro Canal, Denilson Pimenta. Alliance always usually fields a really strong team. Cabrini is not going to be there this time, I guess. But I think there's a lot of good guys who, on any given day, could do very well and even win. So it's really hard to make a prediction. But I'm looking forward to fighting and getting an opportunity to compete against the best in the world. I made the quarterfinals last time and ended up losing 5-2 to Rafael Mendez, and going to try to improve on that performance this year.
What can we find you doing when you're not on the mat, bro?
Not a whole lot. I'm not that interesting, to be honest, man. Some video games, sitting around. I like food a lot, so not being on a diet for the first 6 months of the year is pretty much the opposite of what I like doing. But anytime I'm not dieting and not competing and not training, I will be somewhere in a restaurant eating some food, probably.
Awesome. What's your favorite kind of food to eat?
Oh, dude, that's a rough question right now because everything seems delicious because I'm in the middle of that diet. But I can definitely say I feel like Abu Dhabi in 2009, like Taco Bell released that volcano menu, like the volcano burrito and whatever and all that other stuff. And it's not even that good, but I was having dreams about that stuff, and it seems so real to me. So Taco Bell sounds pretty good. Any kind of good food, but yeah, mostly food in general.
Awesome, man.
The more calories and the more disgusting, the better.
With the surge of MMA in the past couple of years just being so huge and whatnot, and we see a lot of BJJ players, the high level guys, making that transition. Can we expect Ryan Hall making a transition anytime soon?
Absolutely. I'm really looking. It was fighting, really, really interests me, and I'd like to learn about it. And I've trained with some really, really good MMA fighters, both in Jiu-Jitsu and in MMA. And it's obviously going to be a big challenge, and it's going to be, no easy task. But I'm really looking forward to transitioning over to MMA, once I'm able to accomplish what I want to do in grappling.
Awesome, man. Anything you wanna say to your fans or people that support you? Give any last words, bro?
Man, just thanks to anyone, everyone who supported me, and even those who haven't. I guess I'm just gonna keep fighting hard, keep working hard, and again, really, there's no secret to becoming good at anything, guys. It's simply hard work. If you work hard and you're introspective, you can get good training with a wall. So, just, again, keep keep on working, and you know, even if you're a blue belt now, even if you're a purple belt now, you know, one day you guys are going to be the elite level black belts, and that's what's going to push the sport forward. So I guess just thanks to everyone who's supported me thus far, and I'm going to keep working hard and try not to let everyone down.
Awesome, awesome, bro. On a different note, this is not going to be part of the interview. This is a little thing that I'm trying to compile. A question as far as obviously you being a high level grappler, when you roll with people that aren't not beginners per se, but kind of in that transition of like intermediate and really wanting to get to that next level, how exactly do you roll with them? I mean, like, a lot of people have different opinions as far as like going hard on them and smashing them, and other guys just, you know, have the idea of just being really light and kind of letting them have a little bit of their way. What are your thoughts on rolling with those kinds of guys?
I guess it would depend. I mean, unless somebody really annoys me, I'm probably not just going to smash them into the ground. But you know, for the most part, it really depends on, am I trying to help them improve, or am I just training for me?
Well, they want to get to the next level. So I mean, you know, it's like a day-to-day thing for you, and for them, it's just wanting to get to that next plateau.
Well, I guess that's pretty much describes like a lot of my pretty good students, I guess, are kind of in that kind of flex area, you know, between intermediate and advanced. Not high level, but like, you know, like I guess like purple belt kind of level, brown belt kind of level, and yeah, I guess you know, you kind of got to be torn, because on the one hand, you know I can kick their ass way worse than anyone they're ever going to compete against. So if I come at them, I'm not going to hurt them, but if I smash them, you know, then whatever it is that they run into in a tournament is not going to be nearly as bad. And you know, I usually like that. Like, anytime that I get to train with someone who's way better than me, you know, I want the real game. You know, if I get it just as a competitor and as someone who wants to do this as a profession, you know, I don't want to flow roll with Marcelo Garcia unless there's plenty of actual rolling afterwards. You know, like, I love training with Marcelo. It's awesome. But like, let's say for every like light round we do, we'll do like a real round or 2 real rounds, and you know, you definitely see the level difference when you turn up the pace. But when it comes to the students, you know, a lot of times they'll kind of play around. So I guess when you want to help the other person develop, you don't want to just completely beat the confidence out of them, because I know that most people, like, you know, the person would kick my ass every single day for 10 years straight, and I'm going to try to kill them every single time anyway. But a lot of people, if you smash them a couple times, they don't come after you anymore, and that is not good for you, and it's not good for them. So I guess it really depends. You're going to have to go on a person-to-person basis, but it's a combination of wanting to build their confidence and build their technique, while also giving them a pretty serious challenge and kind of showing them what the next level is.
That was probably the best answer we've had so far. Actually, I mean, I appreciate you giving me the time for the interview. You know, next time you're in California, give me a ring, bro. I'd love to have a technique of the week with you, and maybe, like, you know, have another interview, this time on film, on camera. You know, yeah, you said you were going to be back for the Mundials, right?
Yeah, man, I'll definitely be out there, and we'll get in touch. And again, thanks for the call, and I'll definitely see you then, all right, man?
For sure, man. I'll shoot you an email with a link to the interview, okay?
Awesome. Thanks. Well, take care.
Thank you. You too, bro.